AIAI, when the boss talks gossip.
Welcome to the deep dive.
You know how sometimes a really big celebrity event happens, all flashbulbs and headlines?
Mm-hmm. You see the pictures everywhere.
Exactly. But then if you look a bit closer, you find these fascinating layers underneath, unexpected stories kind of woven into it all.
Right. It's rarely just about the main event itself.
Well, that's exactly where we're headed today. We're doing a deep dive into Mel B's recent wedding scary spice, Melanie Brown to her husband, Rory McPhee.
And this wasn't just, your average celebrity bash.
Not at all. It was held at St. Paul's Cathedral. Iconic. And as we were pulling together our sources' reports, social media buzz, some insider takes, it became really clear, really fast, that the guest list, well, that alone tells a pretty amazing story.
Yeah, about friendship, loyalty, maybe some old conflicts too.
Precisely. From the moment the details started coming out, what really jumped out was how a public thing, like a wedding, can basically become a canvas. It shows so much about the private stuff, the personal journeys.
That's like trying to read between the lines, isn't it? The masterclass.
Yes.
That's it. So our goal today for you is to peel back those layers. We want to look at the big public celebration, sure, but also the interesting subplots.
Dig into the details, the context.
Yeah, and show you the complex relationships going on and what this huge milestone really means for Mel B herself.
So by the end, you'll hopefully have a richer sense of how these celebrity friendships work or don't work sometimes.
And the personal wins that are often hidden behind these really public faces. So let's dive in, starting with the place itself, St. Paul's.
Wow.
Yeah, the wedding itself was, grand. St. Paul's Cathedral in London. And the reason for such a huge symbolic venue.
There has to be a story there.
There is. It's directly linked to Mel B's OBE. She got it back in 2022.
Oh, right, for her charity work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Services to charitable causes and vulnerable women, specifically her work with Women's Aid. It kind of elevates the whole thing, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's not just that she could get married there, it's why. It's like she earned that space through her advocacy. It changes the whole feel.
Yeah, it reframes it. It's not just backdrop, it's recognition.
Totally. Underscores that this was significant beyond just the vows.
And she looked amazing, apparently. The reports say a stunning pearl-adorned white dress, sheer illusion design, ruched bodice.
Sounds beautiful.
And a big flowing veil. Proper, bridal. And Rory McPhee, the groom, he went traditional Scottish.
Ah, the kilt.
Yep, red and green tartan kilt. Looked very dapper, according to the pictures. It feels like a nice personal touch, her heritage, his.
Definitely. Shows their roots.
But beyond the visuals, the guests, that's where the story really gets interesting, especially family first.
Right, her kids were there?
All three, clearly central to the day. Phoenix Chi, she's 26, looked lovely in blue silk with her partner A.J. Anderson.
Okay.
Angel Iris, who's 18 and identifies as male, wore a smart black suit. And Madison, the youngest at 13, was in a bright pink dress.
Ah, lovely. All smiles, I bet.
Yep. Pictures show them beaming, supporting their mom, and then the celebrity list. Pretty star-studded.
Okay, who turned up?
Well, TV presenters Gabby Roslin, Angelica Bell, comedians Catherine Ryan, Alan Carr, Lee Francis was there, Cara Delevingne.
Wow, quite the mix.
And even Simon Fuller, the Spice Girls' old manager.
Ah, interesting. Okay, so with a guest list like that.
This is where it gets really juicy.
Yeah.
Because the story isn't just who was there.
It's who wasn't, especially from the band.
Exactly. The Spice Girls' attendance, or lack thereof in some cases, really took the spotlight.
So who made it?
Emma Bunton, Baby Spice. She was the only Spice Girl actually at the ceremony.
Rare.
Proper pillar of support.
Just Emma. Wow.
Just Emma, looking gorgeous in pink with her husband Jay Jones and their son Beau. She even stopped to sign autographs for fans afterwards.
That's lovely. That really sends a message, doesn't it? Being physically present.
It does. In this age of Instagram congrats actually showing up says something more. Unwavering support, maybe.
Yeah, it feels different. More solid than just a digital thumbs up.
Okay, then there's Victoria Beckham.
Uh-huh.
Posh Spice. She wasn't at the ceremony.
Okay, why not? Any drama.
Sources were quick to say no bad blood. The official reason was long-standing plans out of the country, a scheduling conflict.
Right, the standard line sometimes.
Could be. But her public support from afar was really strong. She commented super fast on Mel's Instagram.
What did she say?
Something like, "Congratulations. We hope you had an amazing day. X kisses, XXXX. Lots of kisses.
Very posh spice.
Totally. And she shared a sweet black and white throwback pic of the band, heartfelt caption, and even a pre-wedding tribute photo earlier.
So absent but making noise online.
Exactly, which, highlights the different ways support gets shown these days.
It really does. For someone like Victoria, that public online backing is still a significant gesture. It acknowledges the event, keeps the connection visible.
Then Mel C. Sporty Spice also missed the day itself.
Okay, another one absent. Reason?
She was performing in Sweden. She posted on Instagram saying she was gutted not to be there.
Ah, okay. A concrete reason.
Seems like it. She shared a photo of Mel and Rory, said she was gutted, promised to celebrate soon. So again, remote but seemingly sincere well wishes. Like Victoria's.
Right. So Emma, there in person, Victoria and Mel C sending love online. That leaves
Jerry Halliwell. Ginger Spice?
Yeah.
Nothing. No public acknowledgement on social media at all. Described by sources as a continued snub.
Ooh. Okay, that sounds intentional.
Well, it doesn't seem accidental, especially given their history. It's described as a long-standing, often tempestuous relationship.
Right, I remember hearing things over the years. They've had ups and downs.
Big time. Reports say they've struggled sometimes just to be in the same room without animosity.
Wow. So what's the root of this particular tension? Is there a specific thing?
There seems to be. It apparently goes back to 2019 when Mel B was on Piers Morgan's Life Stories.
Ah, I remember that interview. What did she say?
She talked about having had an intimate relationship with Gary back in the day.
Oh, right. That caused a stir.
Huge stir. Reports say Jerry was deeply upset by the revelation. And apparently, Mel B has never apologized for saying it publicly.
Ouch. That's awkward.
And apparently Jerry's husband, Christian Horner, was reportedly mortified by the whole thing too.
Yeah, you can imagine that kind of public airing of, well, very private history. It's bound to cause lasting friction.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How one comment years ago can just hang in the air and affect things now.
Especially for people who shared such intense, formative years together. It's a very public display of a very private, maybe unresolved conflict playing out years later through silence.
Yeah. Sounds can be loud sometimes.
Definitely.
But look, despite some of the band dynamics, Mel did get a lot of love from other celebs.
Oh, yeah. Who else said congrats?
Heidi Klum, Alice Evans, Alexander Burke, Katie Piper, Robbie Williams' wife, Ada Field, Paloma Faith. Lots of Instagram well wishes.
So a broad network of support there, which is nice to see.
Definitely. So let's shift focus a bit. What does this wedding mean for Mel B personally? This is a big moment beyond just the Spice Girls drama.
For sure. This is her third marriage, right?
It is. She was first married way back in '98 to Jimmy Gulzar, a Dutch backing dancer.
Right, Phoenix's dad.
Yep. And then she married Stephen Belafonte in 2007. They eloped to Vegas, then had a big vow renewal in Egypt the next year.
And that marriage, well, that ended very publicly and contentiously.
It really did.
Yeah.
That context is kind of crucial here. She separated from Belafonte in 2016, and the divorce was difficult.
Understatement. There were accusations of abuse, right?
Yes, she accused him of emotional and physical abuse, which he has always denied. And there were also reports that her significant fortune, around $50 million, was spent during that marriage.
Wow. So to go through all that, the public split, the abuse allegations, the financial hit, and then to find love again and embrace marriage publicly, that takes serious resilience.
It really does. It's not just inspiring. It feels like a profound act of reclaiming her own narrative.
Yeah.
From survivor to, well, thriving.
Absolutely. It shifts the story.
And that's why her relationship with Rory McPhee feels so, poignant.
How did they get together? Wasn't he her hairdresser?
Yeah, she described him initially as a family friend, great hairdresser. She grew close to him after the split from Stephen.
Okay.
And she said something really beautiful about it. She said, as he was nurturing my curls back, I guess he was nurturing my trust and belief in a relationship.
Wow. That says a lot.
Doesn't it? It really points to this deeper healing aspect of this new chapter, a slow rebuilding of trust.
It really speaks to the quiet work that goes into healing, opening up again after something traumatic. It's a testament to her private strength behind the scary Spice persona.
Yeah, showing that even when your life is so public, that deep personal growth is still happening, still possible.
Absolutely.
So let's try and pull this all together. We've looked at Mel B's amazing wedding, the whole St. Paul setting.
Explored the really intricate web of the Spice Girls relationships, Emma showing up, Victoria and Mel C sending support online.
In Jerry's very noticeable silence, linked back to that past conflict.
And we've put it all in the context of Mel B's own journey, her past marriages, the challenges, and finding trust again with Rory.
Yeah. So what does this whole deep dive really show us about, celebrity lives?
Well, it highlights just how complex these relationships are and how much public perception plays a role. How do you navigate huge personal moments when everyone knows your history?
And how different people show support, right?
Yep.
The difference between showing up, sending a message, or saying nothing.
Exactly. It shows the gap that can exist between the official statements, like scheduling conflicts, and maybe the unspoken realities, and the many ways people handle complicated histories.
Ultimately, Mel B's wedding, happening at St. Paul's because of her charity work, feels like a real public display of personal triumph over adversity.
It really does. Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe.
Go for it.
In a world where we scrutinize every move these public figures make, especially on social media, how much can we actually know about what's truly going on?
Yeah, how much can we really figure out about the personal dynamics, the motivations, just from these public gestures or silences?
And how much just remains, well, private, unspoken history that we on the outside will just never fully grasp.
A lot to think about there. What's seen versus what's real?
Aye, aye, when the boss talks gossip.